discussing this issue of kidnapping insecurity. Well, thankfully, the Benue State Police Command on Friday night confirmed release of the 20 medical students from University of Maiduguri and University of Jos who were kidnapped by gunmen in Benue State last week Thursday. They are saying that no kobo, no ransom was paid at all. So, well, in situations like this, when we hear that no ransom was paid and then they were able to release them, we often look forward to seeing these people paraded, saying that, okay, we caught A, we caught B, we caught C, this is that, then this is how we infiltrated, then this is how we were able to get them back. Because hearing one of the account of the person there, he said that they had to walk for hours in the bush and then they were beaten by the rain. It's such a, I'm sure it must be a devastating experience. Even people are calling on the federal government to make sure that they get psychological help, maybe like therapy, to help them in this trying time. So once again, we find ourselves discussing issue of insecurity in Nigeria, banditry and kidnap. We also have to remember that just recently too, the emir of Gobir too was kidnapped and murdered. This is getting too much. And for this medical student, this is why they were on their way to a convention. So once again, we also have to talk about keeping ourselves safe while we are traveling. So once again, we rely on expertise to give us tips once more.
Yes, that's what we say, because now this kidnapping is, you know, when we were younger, what was prevalent then was armed robbery. Okay? So I think that because I've been trying to write on this. Has kidnapping come to replace armed robbery? Because then when you travel, luxury buses, armed robberies, they rob the passengers, rob the driver, and they leave everybody to go. But now you don't hear of so much of armed robbery now. You hear of kidnapping. So as this crime has it mutilated, have we transitioned from armed robbery to kidnapping? So is it the same people that are into armed robbery in those days that are now moved into kidnapping? Because this one now fetch more money. Okay, if you are able to carry them to the bush, walk in the bush, and start making phone calls and all of that. So what will happen is that the law enforcement and the military will have to up their games. You know, their equipment, modern equipment, drones. Because the only way this will stop is when, within 24 hours, if they know that wherever they kidnap, they will be discovered, their location will be discovered, and they will be punished, they will be arrested. But if they can keep people for 1 week, I can tell you, if they can keep it for 1 week, they will continue to do this kidnapping. This kidnapping will continue to grow, because why? We have so massive areas who are governed. We call it ungoverned areas. Okay? So that when you take people into the bush, even if they see pharmacists there, do they have information? Do they know how to pass information to the police station? Have you got to that level? No. Because we tell, I've seen two of my very close people have been kidnapped, that I have personal experience of when they came out, what they told me. And one was kidnapped from between Ore and going to Benin. He was driving his own car. He said he just passed the checking point, police, and he was looking at a military checkpoint in front. In between the two checking points, these boys started shooting at his vehicle, and he was in that vehicle with his wife and his children, 3 children, and they marched everybody into the bush. And he just, out of courage, just said, "Is it not money you want? Why are you carrying everybody? You can't leave them. Carry me alone." And as if he said, he just obeyed him and allowed the children, and they wanted to go back, and they took him alone. And for 2 weeks, and they started from 50 minutes. My personal friend, I have to contribute money. That one didn't get to any police, because they were warning the wife. If you inform the police, you inform. And he said from that point they took him throughout the night. For 2 days they were walking, and they walked from that place. They were already in the territory of Edo State. They walked back to Ondo State, all towards Kotukupa, towards the river. He was tired. And his hand was tied up, and all of that. And he said at the point he wanted to die because the pain was too much. By the time they untied him, he couldn't use his hands. You have to go for therapy and for many weeks before you could drive. So these things are there. Those boys were not arrested. They got their ransom, and so they moved to the next target. So this is the reality of Nigeria we are living now. And I've told them, I said, why did you put your wife and your children? You have made yourself a target. Those medical students. If you are going to drive in one convoy of 2 vehicles, you need to, in Nigeria today, anywhere you are going, you need an armed escort. Otherwise, travel individually, so that you don't make yourself vulnerable. So that's what we need to do to prevent ourselves from being kidnapped. So don't join societies and you come together and you hire a bus and you are going from Lagos to Ekiti for a party or for a wedding or for everything. Those times for those have gone. Right now, you have to make sure that you don't make yourself vulnerable, because there's no solution yet to this kidnapping. Because if they are calling your family, most family will not wait for 1 week or 2 weeks. They will quickly gather the money to get their victim or their relative out of the hand of kidnappers. And most times when the police will still come and tell them, don't tell anybody that you pay ransom. I have that experience of a daughter of my friend that was kidnapped. My friend, they gathered together, not two, all of the parents gathered 5 million and they paid. He was the one who took the money. But when those girls were released from secondary school, police told them, please don't mention that you paid the ransom, that were the one that got them out. And because he doesn't want any issue, he doesn't want attention drawn to his children. It's just, we agree, you are the one. But he told me as a friend, because I went to that school when the child was kidnapped, that they paid ransom. And the police is telling them not to announce that they paid. Oh. So there's so much that we can reference about. So but the police that we have right now, they look like they're overwhelmed. So they need assistance. So but as citizens in Nigeria, because these people that are doing this kidnapping, they are not spirit, they are Nigerian. Some of them, although some of them, not all of them are Nigerian, some of them are from, because that language they speak, you will know that they are not really from this country. But how do you trace them? Because we have large spaces ungoverned, the bushes in the forest, and they can just take people there and they can keep them there, and for weeks, for days, and until they gather what they can gather from the families before they release them.
All right. So now that we know that we are, I don't want to say that we are left on our own, because we also, because for these people,
the police and the law enforcement and the military are doing their best, but their best may seem not to be enough. But I think they are doing their best, because most of the time when you see those that are being paraded, almost every now and then, how the weapons that they seize from them, how they invaded their camp. So the police are doing their best, but let's make ourselves less vulnerable. That's what I'm saying. Let that advocacy be out there, that a time that you just hire a vehicle and you are going for family meetings, for all this wedding, their anniversary, and you wear the same cloth, and you don't protect yourself and you put yourself on those roads. Because what has encouraged them, most of our roads are not.
They are not motorable.
They are not motorable. There are portions of those roads that you have to slow down completely. And those places, they will just wait, okay? And so they will just wait and they ask everybody, and they have guns in their hand, and they march everybody into the bush. So, and it's not the police that will fix those roads. So, but when this thing happens, people will bring the police, they bring the military, they say, what kind of, why can they not, how much? They are doing their best, but their best may not be enough.
Okay, all right. And then could we also perhaps tell people that if they are traveling, I don't know if the right thing to say is they should let people know or they should not let people know, because we cannot deny the fact that there might be some informant to knowing that this person is traveling from this point to another point, and this person seems like someone that has money that will be able to pay this large amount of money that they are asking for ransom. Because we've also heard of cases where kidnap is being orchestrated even by members of the family, that they was this person from our family is going from this place to this place, don't worry, they'll be able to raise like 80 million naira, 100 million naira. Because there are some families who are poor and they cannot even afford to contribute 200,000 naira for ransom. we usually, but for these people, they know that if they call this amount of money, they will definitely be able to get it. Even if the person will go into debt, have to borrow money, don't that they will be able to pay. So what would be the right advice to Nigerians there? Is it that we should not tell people while we are traveling, or we should tell them so that they would know that, okay, this person is actually on their way? So let's just use that as to round up.
Okay, tips, that's personal security. You have to really be very intentional about everywhere you want to go. How you want to go there. Those who do not have to know where you are going, your movement, then you don't have to tell them. Okay, those who don't need to know on the need to know basis. That's personal security. Be intentional about your personal security, your personal safety. Don't put the words out there. Some people everywhere they are doing whatever they want to do, they put it on the Facebook. You can't really know where they are yesterday or where they are going to be tomorrow. So those information does not help. So you have to know how to manage your personal security, personal safety, the personal safety of your family, your wife, your children. Be responsible. Don't think that Nigerian police or the military or the law enforcement agent will be able to do everything for yourself. For you have to help yourself to be able to help them, because how many are they compared to our number? And the challenges of security that we have today, we have to join hands with them. We have to help ourselves to be able for them to make their job easy.
All right, thank you so much. That is very helpful. I'm sure people who are listening to this, they've picked up a tip or two for when traveling, and well, like he said, not making yourself vulnerable. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate your contribution on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, that's Dr. Felix Olorunda. He's a security expert and public affairs analyst. And